Hi. So today I want you to imagine a world with no languages. I know that's hard to imagine that. So there are two puppets here. They will help you to imagine it. Okay, let's start. So they met and they want to communicate because we are social animals, right? As humans. But they don't know how to communicate because they don't have languages to do so. So they were just walking around, looking around, and they see a Portugal. This one is Portugal. And they want to describe it, but they don't know how to describe it because they don't have any languages, any words to it. So, wow. And okay, as you can see, the color is so obvious here. So they need some color words. If they were in Canada, for example, they could basically use orange because in American English there are 11 words for colors. But in some other languages there are just 5 or 3 or even 2. So if they were living in a country with 5 languages for colors, they would maybe say red or yellow to this, depending on what they have in their mental dictionary. Okay, so when they were discussing that, the weather got cold. Oh, that's so cold, that's so cold. So they want to discuss the weather, and they need some cold-related weather words. But if they were in a hot country, really hot country, they wouldn't need any cold-related words, or they would need less. So languages are alive, they're evolving, and every day, while we are using it, they're changing. So while they were discussing the world around them and trying to find words and how to describe them, they just fall in love. And they want to describe their feelings. And actually those were our grandparents. They kind of created languages. But in the world, we know that there are so many different languages, right? So some languages have different words to describe different emotions. For example, in Korean, there is just one word to describe being upset and being sad. There are two different distinct feelings for an English speaker, and we have different words to describe it. I think Korean people and English speakers feel it the same way. They're just describing it differently. So, in Canada, there are so many bilingual people and multilingual. But the thing is, we want to express our feelings in our first language. It's much more comfortable that way. For example, children of deaf parents prefer explaining their feelings in American Sign Language, not in English. So it's not just spoken languages, it's also signed languages. But if you experience a feeling for the first time in a specific language, it's much easier for you to express that feeling in that specific language. For example, let's say that a Canadian girl moves to France when she was 15, and she experienced love in France for the first time. It's much easier for her to express love in French than in English. Okay, now let's do a little experiment. Turn to your neighbor and say, "Seni seviyorum." And now say, "I love you." How did it feel? It was good, right? Okay, and talking about love and different languages have different words to express love as well. For example, in English, we just have 2, like and love. But in Turkish, I can come up with 4 different words just in a second. We feel it in the same way, but probably Turkish speakers want to express it in a more detailed way. As a Turkish speaker, I find it so hard to explain love, a huge feeling, with just 2 words. Okay, just come out. I can say that we see language is a tool to express ourselves. But actually, languages shape how we perceive the world as well. Thank you.